Okay, thank you for getting up an hour earlier than the other director dialogues to join us. I know it is tough. It was tough for me. But we are so excited to have you here today to be able to kind of share a little bit behind the scenes of what the marketing department does. And before we get started, though, we decided to put a little game up. And so we're going to go around. I have some helpers that are going to, and we're show of hands, if you know the logo that we have. So we'll start off with logo number 1. All right. Okay, but we need a show of hands. So over here, so our helpers are going to come. Wait until the microphone comes to you. And if you just tell us one of the ones on the page.
Rolex.
Walgreens.
Walgreens, that is right. Okay, who has the one above? We have a hand right behind. Rolex is the answer. I heard some people saying Hallmark. It's actually Rolex. Yep. All right, number 2. All right, we have a hand right back here.
Taco Bell.
Taco Bell, that's right. Okay, who has the bottom? We have it over here. Disney, yes. Okay, next one. NBC over here. All right, yes. Michelin Man, there you go. Did y'all know we got our first Michelin star in San Antonio? Did you know that it was started by the tire company, the Michelin? Yes, so it is actually the same company. The Michelin tire people would do a little catalog on where to eat as you travel, and that's how they started the Michelin star. So pretty interesting. Okay, number 4. Sharon.
PBS is the top.
Yes. Okay, next one. Yes. Target. All righty. Okay, number 5. Merrill Lynch. Yep. Number 6, and I'm looking for the company name, not the product. Okay, I heard it over here. Who said it? Raise your hand so we can give you credit. Someone over here said the right word. Yep, there you go, Lacoste. Okay, number 6. Now all the hands are going to go up. Yes, Johnny Walker. All right, 6 bottom. Yes. Norwegian is right. No, wait. Is it Norwegian? Which one is it? Nope, it's not Norwegian. Royal Caribbean. There we go. Everybody's a winner on that one. Okay. Number 7. Nope, it's not Panda Express. Yes.
World Wildlife Fund.
That's it. World Wildlife Fund. Okay, and we have Goodwill over here. Okay, number 8. Yes. Audi. That's right. Number 8 bottom. Yes. Domino's. There we go. Number 9. Anybody know that one? The Air Force. Okay, that one was a given. Now.
Air Education Training Command.
Okay. Let's just give it her for the extra credit. All right. Number 9. Chase. There we go. We got a winner right here. Rick Wright. Number 10. Ferrari over here. Yep. A lot of people thought it was Mustang when I showed it to them. Number 10 bottom. There you go, KFC. Okay, number 11 is going to stump you. Who got it? Yes, you did.
What is it?
It's Brooks Brothers. The men clothing line. I wanted to throw something in there that was a little hard. And I thought, no one's going to get this. Perfect, thank you for that. Okay, number 11, bottom. Yes, okay, Quaker Oats. Number 12, U.S. Olympics. And then, of course, number 12, bottom, Army Residence Community. So There's two reasons why I started off with this game. One is it used a little bit of my time. No, I'm kidding. The real reason was because marketing is all about what senses are evoked. You know, it tantalizes the conscious and the subconscious. You know, you put on something, like today I have my Gucci scarf on, so I feel a little ew with it, you know. And, you know, when people come into Army residence community, we want to invoke something special with them also. And sometimes it's not what we say, but it's the perception they see of us. It's how they interact with us. And so we just kind of wanted to let you know some of the things that we do and how we evoke those emotions. So good morning, everyone. My name's Cordy Tostenson, and I'm the Senior Director of Business Development at the ARC. And today we're going to provide you a behind-the-scenes look at the marketing department at Army Residence. Our goal is going to be to show you not only the benefits of the community, but also to ensure the financial stability of the ARC and what we do to contribute to that. Every event, every outreach, every campaign that we run it contributes to a shared success of the ARC. We're excited to introduce our team and to share how we operate strategically to keep the ARC thriving. Our community outreach to digital marketing, we're here to ensure that more residents like you find the ARC home. So we add value to the community. The ARC marketing department, one of our key, what we want to do with this is, as a marketing team, we don't just promote the ARC. We focus on adding value to the entire community. Not only that, though, but adding value to the prospect that comes to us. Our goal is to make their lives better. How can we enrich it? How can we get it right for them? You know, we are so lucky that we offer so many different products, that we offer so many different amenities, that we can focus on what the need is of the individual and really hone in on them. And it's what we call in marketing needs matching. And so our goal is to make sure that we needs match in the right way and that we're able to get what an individual wants and they see the value of it, of Army Residence and our product. And we do this in several ways. One of our key strategies is to engage with the broader community through various outreach initiatives. We participate in local health fairs, military events, community partnerships to ensure that we're continuously connecting with potential residents. These initiatives allow us to showcase the benefits of living here at the ARC while fostering a relationship with the local community and getting them to be aware of us. You know, we all know who Army Residence is, but sometimes we're a hidden jewel to so many people. You know, even our gate is a little deceiving because you don't realize that, you know, in that 14 feet entrance, it opens up to a vast community of diversified individuals that, you know, are living here. And so it's wonderful to be able to share those stories with people. In today's world, having a strong online presence is crucial. Everybody uses a computer. Everybody is doing searches. And if you're not personally doing it, rest assured your family is doing it for you and looking at what's important and what they can do and what's cutting edge and what's the best of the best. And so having this platform like Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and even our own website are key tools that help us connect with potential residents. Our goal is to reach these residents where they spend their time, and it's lately online. Every post, every story adds to the play and plays a part in the ARC story, encouraging new residents to join our community. So we don't just post pictures. We strategically use social media to tell the ARC story and engage with prospective residents. We want them to see themselves in that chair volleyball game. We want them to see themselves when we're showing a picture of, you know, the wood shop or engaging in some kind of volunteerism. We want them to see themselves there. Lastly, the third pillar is our sales counselors. They play a vital role in fostering personal connection with future residents, and they do an incredible job, but there's a science behind it. We don't just offer tours. We sit down with potential residents to understand their needs, their wants, and their concerns. So whenever I talk to my sales counselor and they're telling me about somebody, the first two questions I ask of them, what are their needs, or what are their desires, and what are their concerns? If we can get past those two questions with somebody, we can help them out tremendously. The problem is that out there, a lot of people don't stop to ask that, and we need to be more active listeners with our people, and we do that. We talk about the power of the pause and how important that is when someone's sitting there trying to gather their thoughts on what's important to them. And I'm sure on the drive from home to the front gate to sitting in front of one of our counselors, so many thoughts are going on, so many questions are going on, and then it kind of blanks out. So the power of the pause, the asking the needs, asking the concerns, those are integral parts for us to be able to utilize as we get to know our prospects. And I think our team does a great job. They give personalized guidance to them. And they help the ARC stand out by showing what these values and features are that we're able to do, which also increases satisfaction, and it helps us maintain stronger occupancy levels. So today, we're going to take a moment to share the team with you. And as their fearless leader, I will start off first. And so, as you know, my name is Cordy. It's Cordelia, but somewhere along the line, I knew that I was Cordy. And so I've been with the ARC for 5 years. It was so appropriate for me to start on Veterans Day. So I just had my 5-year anniversary. And that also kind of impacted my decision when I was considering about a move to the Army residence community. And I prayed about it, and I searched, and I wasn't even in the job market at the time. And one of the things that kind of just really solidified my decision was the fact that my first day would be on Veterans Day. And so, sometimes, God has a way of making things align and letting you know that your decision is all right. So there are 4 pillars that I stand behind as a leader. And the first one is a strategic leadership. I believe in being a hands-on leader. I believe in being out there with my team, celebrating the successes and the defeats. One of the things that we constantly hear is no. Well, you know what? Doesn't deter us, because guess what no stands for? Next opportunity, okay? So we work on that whenever we hear those words. And so my background is selling all levels of retirement living. I was a liaison with Brookdale Senior Living for a while, so I would go into the hospitals selling a cardio and a pulmonary service that Brookdale was opening and taking off the ground. I've worked, and that was a for-profit. My heart is in not-for-profits, and I worked with Morningside Ministries for almost 10 years, helping them in admissions at the skilled nursing, assisted living, independent living, and actually filling a brand new building with entry fee. And that's where I got introduced to this lifestyle, and I absolutely love it. When I got my first job in senior retirement, I was actually a stay-at-home mom. I had worked for UPS for a long period of time, opening a call center for them in Boca Raton, Florida. And I loved it, but I didn't have a life. And so decided to go from one thing to another and be a stay-at-home mom with my last child for 5 years. And so coming back into the market, it was like, what do I do? Who's gonna see me? I was dormant for a little bit. But I felt when I interviewed with Morningside that it was really more of a calling than it was a job, and it became very natural. And it was something that I wanted to develop my skill set in and really learn. And I've had the opportunity to be able to do that. And now I have the opportunity to share it with people. And I believe in doing that through innovative thinking. My team is a very innovative group. We do self-improvement constantly. From having Lawson do a assessment on our team to see where we are and how we communicate with each other, to reading books. We're probably on our 6th book right now as a group. And there's purpose behind that. And one of the purposes is I want my team to always do self-development. I think that We should always work on making ourselves better, and age is not a deterrent on that. The second thing is that once we get a book, we break it down by chapters, and people come up and they present it. So it is a way for them to work on their speaking skills and feel comfortable in front of people, because as your marketing team, we should always be able to do that. And so those are some of the things that we work on. And along the way, we have a lot of fun. Our last book that we read was Fish Philosophy, and I don't know if any of y'all have heard about that, but it was the fish market in Seattle. And they were really going under, and they thought, what is a way for us to make this exciting and make it fun? And so our finale was during Halloween, when you saw a group of minions walking around here, trying to have fun. And so our next book is about Saying Yes by Simon Sinek. We've also read books by military leaders, like Make Your Bed. I don't know if any of y'all have ever read that, but incredible stories and incredible ways to build ourselves up. Along the way on this, it's very easy for, I've heard, colloquials of a head in the bed when you're talking about a census, got to get somebody in there, got to get that head in the bed, got to get this, got to get that. And it's very easy to look at the business aspect of it. My leadership is one where I think that if we do the right thing and we do it the right way, things are going to take care of themselves, and we're going to get those rewards and those blessings from it. And we believe in being an empathetic guider to our individuals. If they're not ready to come now, they're not ready to come. Now we're going to use our strategies to try to encourage, but we're also going to be listening to them and see what they need. And so we believe in being empathetic in what we do for our prospects. We do this not only with our prospects, but with our coworkers. We believe in having a collaborative spirit. One of the best leaders in our community here is Alita. Alita always says, what does the team need? How can we help you? What can we do? And we're trying to aspire in my department to be more and more like her, to have that servant attitude. And not only to our coworkers, but also to our residents, to our prospects, and to the people that we interact with. And those are the 4 pillars that I use to move my team along through the successes that we have. So next, I'd like to introduce to you Keyshawn, who's going to talk to you a little bit about his duties.
Hello, good morning. Can you guys all hear me okay? No, a little louder? Okay, here we go. Hi, I am Keyshawn. Some of you may know me as the camera guy, the video guy, or sometimes the 4th string IT person. A couple of things about me. I started here about 2.5 years ago. In March, it will be my 3rd year here. I actually have a degree in marketing. I went to school for that. A couple of things that I do here. One of the main things I do here is the campaign planning, the execution, and optimization of a lot of our marketing things that we have. As Cordy said, we do a lot of things throughout the community. We do things digitally, and we send out printouts. So my job is to see those things. When we have the final product done, we review them before we send them out, and we track the progress through everything. So a lot of our marketing things that you see, there's a lot of planning behind it. So we're constantly looking at and reviewing it, making sure that we're putting our best foot forward and showing off the best of the ARC. Another thing I do here is content creation. As you know, a lot of the videos you see, I'm the one that edits them. If you ever come in the office after a presentation, it sometimes looks like I'm watching movies on the iPad, but in reality, I'm editing them and making sure that you guys are seeing the most information and not a lot of IT fixing things, and we're making sure we can skip those things out of it. So you guys are just seeing a lot of the content. As well, I do help manage the Instagram, the Facebook, and the LinkedIn page. So if you do see that your kids or your family members is saying, I saw you on Facebook, it's because I was most likely in the outside of the room trying to take pictures and showcase you guys. I do enjoy that. I do think that we have a lot of interesting stories here and a lot of cool things that we do here as a community. And as well as showcasing you guys, I do showcase everything that the ARC does as well on our social media pages. A couple more things that I do that directly influence you guys is I manage the red t-shirts. So if you guys ever want one, my desk is right back there behind the front desk. And for all of the women in here, I know that some of you guys didn't want the long sleeve shirts that were the guys' sizes. We actually just got the women's sizes now. So if you're wanting one of those, I have them in there, so just come by. I also assist with the resident portal, access to it. So if you recently got here between March and now, you got an email from me saying that I set up your account. Even if you've been here for a while, I can still help you access your account. If you ever lock out, just give me a call. I'm more than happy to help. I also take your photos for the Matrix Care profile. If a lot of you know what that is, when you first moved in, we asked that we get a headshot of you just for identification purposes for your Matrix Care profile, just in case of emergency. And I record the videos for the portal. This one will be on here later today. Hopefully, we'll get it done fast. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer than the others. But I record them for the portal as well as sending them to IT so we can upload them on the CCR TV. But that's just a little bit of what I do here. I will pass the mic on to our wonderful graphic designer, John Yumana.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Kishan. Hi, everyone. My name is John. You can call me John Yumana. You can call me John. So I've been here for 2 years already. And I've been in this work since 2006, 18 years. So, and here are my tasks. One thing I learned is that branding is not really about design. It's about the intangible things. And all of us are somehow like brand ambassadors. We carry the brand. So moving forward, my first task is branding, and I ensure that we use our brand consistently across all our materials. And I noticed that all of you guys have guessed all the logos this morning, a couple of minutes ago, and that's our goal: brand recognition, and also brand visibility. And also, I manage print for our materials. So I design flyers, the one that you can see over here, the materials here, flyers, pens, banners, everything under the sun that you can see here. Even the, graphics in the elevator, things like that. And I also offer support for digital design, especially with Kishan here. Kishan is the one that mainly do the social media. I offer support for him, also the photography and videography. And in doing so, I also do maintenance of the website. We have our web company who manage the web design, but I do manage it a little bit. And most important thing also, last but not the least, that I also do production oversight. So I make sure that when we receive our print materials, it's study compliant, it feels good, it's not over budget, and above all, it reaches us in a timely manner. Now, I want to let you introduce you to some of our thought process. So I was tasked by my supervisor, my senior director, Cordy, to do a brand to do a logo for the Artisan Collection. If you don't know, the Artisan Collection is our flagship product. It is a combo units that offer elegance, customizability. This is just a very simplified form in the process. The most difficult part in the process is really the intangibles. How do we present the logo in such a way that it will resonate with people? And so I just want to put up to you the steps. So first is we need to define the brand identity. What's this stand for? What does the Artisan Collection logo stand for? No, since it's luxury, okay. So we need to have it kind of reflect that kind of personality. Also conceptualized after that. So we need to choose how it looks, the font face, the colors, and there are many aspects, there are many elements to define luxury, but I need to really collaborate with a team in order for us to choose what's really the best representation for it. So on the third process, the design outline, we chose fleur de lis. It's a lily flower. It is like a symbolism of royalty. You can see that in banners and flag and shield. And so we kind of chose that. And then on the step 4, we need to put the brand name and that symbolism in one. This process is very short, but actually it's a lot of back and forth. So it is a very long process, and above all, it is a very it is a process that requires a collaboration with a team. As a designer, I have a creative freedom, but that freedom is also balanced with the strategic vision and and the marketing goals of the senior director. And with that, I would like to pass the mic to our awesome marketing counselors.
Thank you, John. Good morning. Can everybody hear me? Okay. So, of my time that I've been in marketing, I learned a little bit, especially with public speaking and engagement. So, the very first thing I learned is to open with a joke. Can anybody tell me what month do troops hate the most? March, exactly. So I wanted to introduce myself. My name is Marlene. I have been in the marketing department for about 3 months now, so I'm the newbie, I'm the baby of the team. My background is a little bit in marketing, business development, networking, and sales. Really what we as marketing and sales counselors do is we really help all of the potential residents every single step of the way. We are the first point of contact, and we work with them directly for taking the time to understand all of their individual needs, as Cordy was mentioning. We listen to all of their circumstances as well as their concerns, and really this allows us to offer them personalized solutions so that it's best fit for every single person that we see that comes through here. A little background of what I have history with the ARC. I actually received the Kiwanis Scholarship when I was in high school, also going into college. If you don't see the resemblance, I look like one of the employees that has been here for a couple years. Her name is Sylvia. She works over in the beauty salon. So since I'm her daughter, I received the scholarship, and that's, how I found out about the ARC. I actually got to know Diana when I was at one of the events with the chamber. So Cordy is right when talking about any of the community events that we do have. We're really out there in the community trying to get the name of the ARC out there and just spread, our brand awareness. So I'm really thankful for the opportunity to get to work with the ARC and everything that you guys have to offer as residents and for us being together. I'm going to go ahead and pass it along to Diana.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Diana, and I am the ARC's Assisted Living Marketing Counselor. And just to continue with what Marlene was talking to y'all about is that we guide the prospects through every step from the first conversation that we have with them. We help them fill out all the required paperwork. We work with the ambassador program. We work with the designer studio, and we provide them with support the days leading up to the move-in date, and we ensure that move-in date runs very smoothly, okay? And then even after they've moved in, we continue with their support, okay? Our doors are always open for our prospects and our residents once they move in. This personalized, needs-based approach, I feel, is the key to building strong relationships and ensuring high satisfaction, which leads to successful move-ins. Thank you all very much. And with this done said, I will now hand it over to Brandy.
Good morning. I'm Brandy Davis, and I've been here at the ARC for 5.5 years. So thank you for that. I've really enjoyed working with so many of you. I'm going to put emphasis on marketing doesn't stop once the resident moves in. We continue to nurture relationships by staying engaged with you, supporting events, and providing ongoing communication. Many of our satisfied residents become advocates for the ARC, referring their friends and family. These word-of-mouth referrals are invaluable as they come from a place of trust and personal experience. Our team works to ensure that every resident feels valued and connected, knowing that their positive experiences can help future residents discover the ARC. So thank you for the referrals and from your friends and family, and thank you so much for choosing your neighbors.
So one last plug for the sales team is, if you noticed on your chair, you do have a referral form on there. So if by chance you can think of somebody that might have a need, please share with us their names. Now the last person on the team, and you might be thinking, Cordy, who else do you have on the team? Well, guess who it is? Someone said it. Us. It's you. You are part of the team. We believe that our residents are an essential part of the ARC's marketing team. Your stories, your experiences, your connections, all of that attracts new people that are maybe at home only seeing a mailman or the guy that's delivering the newspaper. So being part of our team and sharing with them the information that you have is valuable. It makes such a difference, and that's why we like to incorporate you in our process. We'll ask you to have lunch with somebody or dinner or just speak to them or give them a call for us. We actually had Barb Dorger doing phone calls to people to find out how their experience was through the marketing process, and we're going to revive that again shortly. And so those are some of the things that we can use your help in. There's a point where we can sound too salesperson-y, but it's genuine when it comes from you. So we all have a responsibility to the ARC to make sure that it's a vibrant place, and we'd appreciate your help in it and your in growing the success. Now, our partnerships don't just end with our team. We actually have others that help us out, and today we are blessed to have Julius Germano here. He is a member of our board, but he is also owner of Anderson Marketing Group, and they help us with some of our website and our large marketing efforts. So we're going to have Julius come up and spend a little bit of time letting y'all know what he does. After we hear from Julius, we're going to learn a little bit about what Hearst Media and Google do to help us. Julius.
Thanks, Cordy. Good morning, everybody. Hey, being in the advertising and marketing business, I got to compliment y'all. I didn't know some of those logos. Y'all did really great. And I've been in it for 50 years. So several years ago, I got a phone call from Barbara Gentry. And Barbara said, Julius, you're a Vietnam vet. You're part of one of the largest and most distinguished, respectable ad agencies in the state of Texas. Would you consider being on the board of the Army residence community so that somebody can have an advisory role in working with the marketing team? I said, of course, no doubt. I'd be more than happy to. I think that's a compliment to Barbara, the board, Steve Fuller, Gordon, for having somebody on the board that can advise, and they're doing this on all disciplines, which I think is extremely important. Everybody on the board has a discipline in a certain area and can help the ARC in pushing forward. When I got on the board, I figured one thing. It is the toughest target market to reach. So what we started with was going down and finding the 10 states that have the highest percentage of military officer retirees. And we started direct mail campaigns and email campaigns to that. And I gotta tell you something, this marketing team is doing one hell of a job. And they deserve your compliments and applause right now. So one of the things that we've helped with is outdoor boards. That's one that's up right now. We are currently working on a new outdoor board. In my opinion, outdoor creative is one of the most difficult pieces of creative that anybody can work on. Think about it. You're riding in your car or you're sitting in your car, it takes you 8 to 10 seconds to pass an outdoor board. You got to limit your message to about 8 words, and now it's a little bit easier with putting a URL address on there. But outdoor creative is extremely difficult. We did a 2-day photo shoot. Cordy directed it. I had my creative director there. We did a lot of photos, and Cordy did a tremendous job in organizing the type of photos that we could do. Now these photos can now be used in all of their creative material, all their collateral. So it's extremely important to do them and have lifelong use of them. And some of you were in those photos. We made sure we used residents. Previously, we were using stock photos, but now we're using residents within the photos. This is the website. When Cordy talked to me about the website, we found out that y'all were using a web platform called Drupal. Extremely hard to change, and the people they were working with were charging them every time they made a change. It took us 9 months, and I told Cordy it was going to take 9 months. We changed the website totally. We had meetings with many of you to figure out what would be the simplest and best way. And I'm very happy to say that I've gotten a lot of feedback from all of you personally about how easy the new website is to go through. So we thank you for that, but we hope you're continuing to have success with the website. Again, my congratulations to Cordy. We act only as an advisory capacity, and we will continue to do that. And I'm extremely fortunate to be on the board of the Army Residence Community. Cordy?
So you heard a little bit about Anderson Marketing, and they are incredible. They've got such talent in their team, and we're blessed to have them and to have Julius a phone call away whenever there's anything that I want or need to have a question about, a resource or anything like that. So we're blessed to have that. We also use Hearst Media. So if any of you are not sure, locally Hearst Media is Express and News, but it goes beyond that. We use them for our digital. And I wanted to share a little bit of what we have going on with our digital in 2024. So one of the things that we're using that's new to Army residents is CTV OTT. So CTV is connected TV, or OTT is over the top TV. So what this does is, let me ask a question first. How many of you use a smart TV? Quite a bit of us. Okay, believe it or not, you are seeing CTV and OTT advertising. It's different than your regular NBC, ABC, CBS, which cost millions of dollars to run campaigns on. CTV is an economical way to do it, and more people are using these TVs, so it's a great way to do it. So we actually have commercials going on right now with us. This particular effort works with the cable TV channels. And so the nice thing about it is we're able to put a TV channel commercial on. Right now we have the DePerios. If you've seen that, the DePerios were incredible doing our last commercial with us. We've used the Farriers. The Farriers were incredible. We've used the Cats. The Cats were also great people to help us through this process. And so we're changing our commercials up. We're trying to bring people in. I'm looking for a single person that wants to do a commercial next. I think that that's going to add value to us. And we are able to share this information to people. And the nice thing is if they want to keep watching the TV channel that they were watching, or the TV program they were watching, they have to watch the commercial. So it's wonderful. It's what we call a captive audience. And so we've had 152 impressions. That means that our TV commercial in the last month has had 152 people see it and come between us. And we actually have a closing rate of 93%. So they really like that TV channel that they're looking at, or that program they're looking at, and they're sticking through the commercial. The next thing we have is Story Studio. And I have to tell you, this is probably one of my personal favorites because it really shows Army residents' personality. Story Studio is where they bring in a writer, and the writer interviews our individual. Well, we actually used the DePerios for this, and we had an interview before we actually had the production of the commercial. So it gave them some comfort, and we were able to share. Now, you're probably wondering, okay, Cordy, why did you pick them? Well, if you recall, and I don't think they'd mind me sharing this, John DePerio came before Vicki did. Vicki and John were dating, and then Vicki moved in. Well, we were wanting to share a story about a sense of belonging. And so we were able to get Vicki to talk about how it felt to come to a place, later on after her husband was here, or at the time they were dating. And so we wanted to have that sense of belonging. The reason we did that was because we have now done our expansion in eligibility. So we want to share with people subconsciously and consciously how it's okay to come to an organization that's established and still have this sense of belonging to us. And so that's why that story was there. Now, someone may read it and just think, oh, that's a cute story about a little couple that met, but there's reasoning behind that. Story Studio also is a way for us to put links to an article. This particular article was on my essay, and you see a sample of that, but it was also put on the Washington Times. It was put on the San Francisco Chronicle. It was also put on the Houston Chronicle and the Hour. Okay, so it has some great exposure for people that didn't see us. Now, Julius talked about, Army residents having, 10 states that we focus on. This gives us a way to be broader throughout the nation and share with people. And we're hearing from people that are hearing about us for the first time using a lot of this digital, which is really, really significant for us. The next one is pre-roll. Now, pre-roll is the same as the first one, that's CTV, OTT. It's a commercial, but this commercial is on .coms. So we're using that commercial for the TV channels, but we're also using it for different .coms. So people that are on websites that are doing stuff, and all of us have been on a website where you have to see a little quick video and you can't pass it, it'll tell you, how many seconds you have left, to watch it before you get to your content. That is what we are doing with individuals also, and we're able to share. And these are showing up on New York Post, Huffington Post, BuzzFeed, ESPN, and Fortune. So one thing that you need to know too is that we're picking some of the channels that it's on. We're picking the demographic. That makes it different than commercials, because commercials are just kind of a blast out there, and who's ever watching TV is watching it. When you subscribe to your Vizio, to your Apple TV, all of your demographics are kind of following you, and we're able to say, we want that Apple person and not that 18-year-old Apple person, and we're able to send it to who we need to send it to, and it makes a lot of sense for us to be able to do that. The next one is display advertising. Display advertising is probably what I call a soft advertising. That's where you're perusing the internet and you'll see that there's a banner up there that just says family, our family is growing. Something very simple. It's like a billboard on the internet, okay? Real short, real succinct, but it has a link that you can find out more. Along with this display advertising, we have ads. So if you see on the side where there's an ad that's popping up, it's just kind of top of the mind awareness for people that are perusing through the internet that can maybe, see something and say, that's interesting, let me see what that is. But it totally is organic because they weren't planning on seeing that. All of these things really add value, and we're gonna see when we go to Google how these things add value to the ARC. And so that leads us to our military newsletter. This is local. This particular newsletter really replaced the Joint Base SA newspaper that you would find at the entrances. That Express News stopped doing that, and so this was their replacement to it. And if you look at some of the demographics on it, it's telling you that we are always, every month, the highest opened rate and the most looked at thing. And the best thing about it is that we're seeing people are spending 3 and 4 minutes on our website when they go through this. So they really are going through different pages of the website, looking at it, reading the content. It's not just this quick little couple of seconds. And when you think about it, 3 and 4 minutes is longer than what it sounds. It's a good quality time for a person to look at. So how do we know all of this? Let's go to the next thing. We know this because of Google. Okay, so we use Google for a couple of things, and a lot of it is transparent. And so every month we get $10,000 of a Google grant. It's free money. Okay, it's virtual money, but it's free money. And what that does is that allows us to have what are called Google advertisements done. So a Google advertisement, you're not going to see a glossy, pretty picture. It's just something that's a little tiny blurb, a little paragraph, maybe a sentence or two, and it says sponsored next to it. Okay, those are Google ads, and that though is a link, and it comes up. And how does it come up? So let's say you're on the website or you're on the internet, and you're thinking, I'd like to find a retirement community. So you go to your search bar and you put in retirement community. Well, guess what? Army residents bids for those words. We bid for retirement, we bid for community, we bid for military, officer, apartment, senior living, whatever we want to bid for, we bid for words. And sometimes we're the highest bidder and sometimes we're not. And that's what changes what comes up in your search, okay? Not only that, but what also contributes to that is how many times people are going into those and searching, okay? And so there's a lot of dynamics to the analytics of this, but we're able to see. So if you look up here, you're gonna see some that say a direct, okay, which is the most. That means someone consciously put in Army residence community. You're gonna see some that are organic. That means that they maybe saw our little link, or they saw an ad, or they saw one of the blogs John did. He didn't talk about his blogs, but he does a great job, and that's one of our number one ways people come onto us. So they're learning, plus then they're seeing. So one of the things that we look at here is the average amount of time. So when people are doing searches, they spend about 325. That's incredible, guys. It really is. Because most of the time you're doing a search, you're doing real quick. Unless you're on some kind of, Kirkland's or something like that and shopping, you spend a little longer. But if you're not, then you're really quick at that. We also noticed that last month we had people that came onto our website. They went through 30,000 pages of our website, because there are pages to it, okay? You go to senior living, you go to lifestyles, maybe you go to the leadership page, maybe you go to the dining page, or maybe you're gonna go look at events or go look at a blog. All of those are being counted. And so this is just a little snapshot for you to see some of the things that we keep an eye on. Once they're on the site, what did they do? This lets us know what they did, okay? It breaks it down for us and it shows. And I know it's very microscopic right now, but I just wanted you to know that we look at these things, that there's purpose behind the things that we do. And so this really does kind of wrap up what Army Residence Marketing Team does to you. But before we go, I just want to reiterate our commitment to the Army residents and to you in particular, to make this the best place we can, to stand on our soapbox and shout out to the world, the incredible thing we have. What I tell people is, when you're looking at a retirement community, yes, it is expensive, and yes, we're probably median in the high price range, but dollar for value of what you get, you're getting the bargain. You really are. And that is our message to the world out there, and to let them know. I want to thank you all for your time, for waking up that hour early to hear about us. We are proud of what we do. It is hard work. We're always thinking, and we have you in mind and people like you in mind. And we appreciate y'all coming out. I will answer any questions if anybody has. Yes, ma'am. Hi.
I heard you mention several times in your presentation self-evaluation, continuous improvement, understanding the development or continuing your development of your programs and your marketing efforts. And I was just wondering, what are you doing, or what programs do you have in place to understand the impact and the reasoning behind why people are leaving? And what are you doing to capture that information, and how are you acting upon it?
Sure, thank you. That's a very valid question. So for you to know, marketing brings the people on, and then we trust the team, and the team takes care of them. And we work, now it doesn't mean that we're not doing anything. Every time a person leaves, I give a call to them, and I'm speaking to them, asking them for some information. I want that insight. I also want to know where they're going, and I want an opportunity to see if there's anything we can make it right. But I also work with the team, and it's a collaborative effort. The resident services department also does an exit survey and finds out. Steve is also reaching out to individuals. There are some that we can prevent, and there are some that we can't. And there's some that we support, people that are getting older and need to move closer to their family. We don't want to fight that, but we do meet with them, and we do look at what we can do and what we can make better, and how can we keep that. It's very important for us to know. Now, I know that right now, lately, it's felt like we've had a few people leave us, but I will tell you this, our average of people leaving us is extremely low, okay? It's pretty low. on the exits that we've had. And, you know, some of it we've also had this year 2 people that returned that left us. We actually have a call from one of the people that recently left us that wants to, you know, check to see what we have going on. And we welcome that. That's one of the things we tell individuals, that when they're making this decision, if it's not the right decision, they have up until a year to work with us and see what we can do to get them back and to restabilize their lifestyle. So there are things that we're gonna do without getting too personal on each individual's reason for leaving. We just meet with them and we talk to them and we look and see. And if there are processes that's showing that we are blatantly just not doing something right, then we bring it to the team and we look at what are the ways we can do it. You know, we want to keep people here. We are proud of the longevity that we've had here. I will tell you, I was amazed coming from a community that had a great reputation, you know. Morningside Ministries had an incredible reputation. It's been around 45 years. But we had people leave there too, you know, for various reasons, you know, but we have longevity here that is incredible, you know, and we want to maintain that, you know, and so every time someone leaves us, it's devastating news to us. It absolutely is. It's not something that we look at and just say, oh, well, you know, we can let them go. It is not. It's devastating news to us, and we want to save them, you know. I will tell you that when attrition does happen, we do have the capability of selling that home for more, but that's not even the purpose, you know, that's not even the purpose at that moment. It's what we can do to try to keep that person here. So I hope that helps you. Yes, sir.
What's been the reaction to your expanded eligibility?
What has been the reaction to expanded eligibility? And so the answer to that is it's slow. It takes probably about a year. And when we expanded to the GSs and the E18-9s, we gave ourselves a year to look at it. This eligibility is going to take a little bit longer because we got to find the market. And keep in mind that, like right now, all of our Christmas ads are done. Okay, they were done in October. So the ads that we have in place right now, some of them have the current, most of them now have the current eligibility, but that wasn't always the case until maybe last month, okay? Because they were already put in the queue. So I think it'll take us a little bit of time, but what we're doing is we are reaching out to resources that we hadn't before. You know, last month, October, was the Celebrate America's Military in San Antonio. We participated in some NCO events to get our word out there. We're becoming friends with Mr. Terry, who runs the NCO here in Schertz, and it's nationally. And so we're trying to bring our top of the mind awareness out to those avenues. You'll see that a lot of our ads, this last couple of months, we foregoed doing anything that was about the community, and all we focused on was our family growing. We're growing, we're accepting, we're, you know, now open to all. That was the message that resonated. And we'll keep it going for a couple of more months, at least a minimum of 3, because people need to see it for a bit. Mm-hmm.
There was some talk about changing the name, Army Residence Community, maybe into something like the ARC, period.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know it's difficult to change and it takes time. But
and money.
And money, because of all the logos and everything else like that. Where are we in that?
We're not. We're not in that right now, okay? So it is something that is part of our strategic plan, okay? That actually falls under the committee I'm operating, which is the repositioning committee, okay? It right now is not a major priority for it. We're still doing okay with people. We do have to tell them every time we advertise that it's open to all, you know. We have to do that right now because people will think still that we are Army only. Even when we go to events and we're standing there and it says, you know, open to all and stuff, they will say, oh, but I only have to be an Army person and I'm in the Air Force. And it's like, well, as a matter of fact, we have more Air Force people, you know, so we share that. But I think that is something, personally, I think it's something that we do need to look at, but it is not the priority right now. You know, even within our committee, it is not something that we're focusing on right now. We've gone through a lot of change lately. We just kind of want to slow down a little bit. Let's marinate in what we're doing right now, and then we'll look at stuff in the future. But that's a great question. Thank you for that. Anybody else? Yes, sir.
When somebody leaves a unit here in the high-rise, I'm questioning why, if that unit is marketable, why you immediately tear out a perfectly good kitchen or unit and change it, which increases the cost of that unit to somebody coming in. It appears as if you're making it very difficult for retired military people to afford units within the entire Army residence community.
Okay. Well, thank you for that question. And let me share with you. As we all know, last year we started a new philosophy on what our product was, what we call the campus development. That is because people want that, okay? Our older units have what we traditionally call, you know, the one-butt kitchen. Everybody's heard the one-butt kitchen. It's a little different. When this building was built 35 years ago, the design element was very different. Every home was compartmentalized. You had your bedroom, your bathroom, your kitchen, everything was in a wall. Now, as you shop around and you look around, and what competition has is an open plan. And we need to do that. Now, that being said though, if we have units that don't look 35 years old, and they look like they are something that we can sell, that maybe doesn't have the prime view or something like that, or the square footage, okay? Because square footage really dictates for us. If it's a huge square foot, it's going new, because we know we'll sell it like that. If it's a smaller square footage, okay, and it looks pretty good, then we're keeping it. We're keeping it for two reasons. One, because there's a possibility it may turn into a rental, where we don't have to put money into it, which we've done, you know, because rentals are our standard product, or our older model product. And the second one is we always want to have a few of the traditional, is what we call them, our standard units, because if a traditional person has a need to downsize, maybe they lost a partner and they want to go to something smaller, a traditional transfers to a traditional. So although it looks like they're all being, remodeled, I will tell you there are plenty of them that are not. You know, if they are, it's probably because it has a great view or a great something.
But are you marketing these to people who come in? Do you offer the opportunity to look at those rather than looking only at the new units?
Only if there is a financial aspect. So let's say, for instance, I'll tell you, let me share with you, because this makes business sense, okay? So if an individual, and we're noticing that they come into us and they really believe in the philosophy of the ARC, and they think that it's a great product, but when we get to the point of looking at financial feasibility and it's a little struggle, we will share with them our traditional, but only for those that are financially struggling. We can't have a product that doesn't evolve and grow. We have to have one. You know, there are some necessities.
Who says that? Who says it has to change?
You know who does? Our customers, because that's what they want. Yes, sir.
Cordy, there's been a comment on difficulty of turning over our larger units, like the J units. And your comment a few minutes ago was that when you have open or larger space, they're gone just like that.
They are. Okay, so what you have to understand, right, now I will let you know, and we anticipated this, okay? He's saying that the J units, we have a couple of them that are still delayed. The thing to know, the J units are Lakeside, for those of you that don't know. So the thing to know about Lakeside, And what we anticipated is we're getting to the threshold of what I call our pioneer people on the lakeside side, the ones that were the first ones to move there. They're kind of aging up a little bit. Some of them are. I'm sorry, but some of them are. Okay, and because that is happening, we actually had an influx in the last few months. I want to say maybe the last 4 months. We got more lakeside than we did in the last 2 years combined. Okay, it just happened so fast. So because of that, there was more product available, you know. The other thing is it also didn't hit at the best time. You know, things have been a little slow for us right now. Now, we've had the election, which I think, you know, seniors have trepidation during elections. It always happens. You know, they're worried about how is my Medicare going to happen? How is my, you know, nest egg that doesn't get a lot of money put into it? You know, but I'm hoping that it grows, and how is the stock market going to go? And so now that trepidation is there, and funny thing is I went to this seminar and they talked about it, and it was a wealth seminar, and he said, you know, it doesn't even matter who wins. It's just a matter of that it's over, you know? And so now that it's over and we know, you know, what's going to happen, or they see, you know, there's a little bit more peace of mind. One of the things that we did, if you notice too, is we know there's a problem right now with some of our larger units, okay? And what I mean by that is we have one on the 800 or 8,000 block, and we also have one on Lakeside that just hasn't had the movement that we'd expect, okay? But I think too, it's a little bit of, it's the timing of it, and I think that we'll get there, but we've been focusing those in advertisement. So if you noticed, we did not do the commercial in a common space. We did the commercial of the DePerios in what we call now the Morgan unit, you know? And so we're gonna focus on that. We're focusing it at Christmas time. We're actually having a tour of homes, and our tour of homes is gonna end at the Morgan unit with the Christmas party there so people can see it. We purchased furniture for those units about last month. We staged them so people could see. That was the biggest problem because it was a gigantic living room, and they were like, oh my gosh, do I have enough furniture? So we showed them how to make a living room and a dining room to it. So those are some of the things that we're gonna do, and we're gonna continue to do that, you know, and we'll be ready, and it'll be ready. If we get someone that walks in today and wants it, we're ready to sell it to them, you know. So, but thank you for asking that question. It's a legitimate one. Yes, ma'am.
You publish this report, right? The occupancy report
Yes.
every week. Can you explain to me what the priority and the wait list mean on
Yes.
what those numbers are?
Sure I can. And they're very close to each other. I think they're like 20-something apart from each other. Okay, so what the wait list, the question was, on our little Friday report, I have priority and wait list. So back in the day, I like to say BC, before Cordy, we would have people give us $1,500, but we never asked them what unit they wanted to be on the wait list for. They didn't have to designate a unit. So we still have individuals that are on they've given us a priority account, but they've not told us what unit they want. Now, the ones that are priority have designated. And we've actually done call campaigns to individuals to ask them, you know, well, we noticed that you signed up for our wait list, because it was silly to not ask them what unit they wanted, because that's a missed opportunity for us to call them every time a unit comes available if we didn't even know what they wanted, you know? And you don't want to saturate a call to a person for every single unit because you're guessing what they want. So those individuals have decided not to tell us yet what unit they want, but they're staying on the priority. But the wait listers so they're a combination of both. Just one has designated units and one has not designated units.
So in the case of this past report, there's 210 on priority.
Mhm.
So they've designated?
No, they have not.
Okay.
The wait listers have.
100, so are the 193 just a subset of the 210?
Yes,
So
exactly.
it's not in addition?
No,
it's
it is
a
not in
subset.
addition, no.
That's what I
Yes,
wanted.
it's a subset of it. that have designated what unit they want. Yes.
No, his statement. I think they wanted to know his statement because they didn't hear it.
Did you want to share it again?
Okay, this addresses the new floor plans and the update. My wife and I are among the younger residents here, and we looked at Blue Skies before looking at ARC, because Blue Skies started their new renovation, their new upkeeping, probably a year and a half before ARC did. And I tell you, a non-starter for people my age is the one-butt kitchen. You know, yes, there's a meal plan, but we're still cooking meals. A non-starter is one sink in the master suite bathroom. I mean, we've had 2 in every house we've lived in for the last 30 years. We're going to downsize, yes, from a 4,000, 5,000 square foot house, but we still want to have 2 sinks in the master. Okay, that's a non-starter, and that's what this place had, and the competition, you know, had the 2 sinks. This place didn't have the 2 sinks. And so you're at a strategic disadvantage because you don't have the product that people my age want.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more question, and then we'll stay up here to answer any questions.
Cordy, great presentation. Thank you for bringing your team and, you know, putting this through and giving us this opportunity to hear all about marketing.
Thank you.
We've enjoyed our time with Brandy and a year ago coming here, and it's worked out wonderful. My question is this: on the referral form that you have on our chairs and everything, I filled out a couple of referrals and turned them into the marketing team, but we don't know where they went, what happened with them. I don't want to pester my military friends that are retired, because I gave some of these to Brandy, and these were people that were retired, they were eligible, they had the money, they could afford it, they were good leads. But I don't know whether they said, no, we're not ready. No, we don't want to go to retirement. No, we're going to Mirador or somewhere else. We're going to Blue Skies. So what should I do as a way to help you without giving you the same people over and over? Maybe a year later, they're ready.
Okay, so thank you for that question. So one thing that you can do is, check with Brandy to see where she's at with them. And then, based on how much time it has lapsed between your call them again. You know, if you don't mind. It is a partnership. This referral program is a partnership. We expect to have some interaction between you and the person. So please definitely, you know, don't feel like you're getting in the way. We don't want to make it uncomfortable. We absolutely don't. You know, we do not believe even in ourselves as, you know, I don't have my team sell that, hey, someday you could be on the floor and nobody's going to be around. We don't believe in that kind of selling, okay? Our product sells itself, you know? But it's okay as a friend, hey, how you doing? And then if it comes up, you know, it doesn't have to be the main purpose of it. But, you know, if you feel that they could benefit from it, please visit them again, you know? Yeah, definitely do that. Guys, I want to thank you all for coming out and listening to us. Appreciate it.